How stress affects the brain. Are you sleeping restlessly, feeling irritable or moody, forgetting little things, or feeling overwhelmed and isolated? Don't worry, we've all been there. We're probably just stressed out. Stress isn't always a bad thing. It can be handy for a burst of extra energy and focus, like when you're playing a competitive sport or has to speak in public. But when it's continuous, the kind most of us face day in and day out, it actually begins to change the brain. Chronic stress, like being overworked or having arguments at home, can affect brain size, its structure, and how it's function, right down to the level of the genes. Stress begins with something called hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, a series of interactions between endocrine glands in the brain and on the kidney, which controls your body reacting to stress. When your brain detects a stressful situation, the HPA axis is instantly activated and release a hormone called cortisol, which primes the body for instant action. But high level of cortisol over long periods of time wreak havoc on your brain. For example, chronic stress increases activity level and number of neural connections in the amygdala, your brain's fear center, and as level of cortisol appears, the electrical signals in the hippocampus, the part of the brain associated with learning, memories, and stress cells and control, deteriorate. The hippocampus also inhibits the activity of the HPA axis. So when it weakens, so does your ability to control your stress. That's not all though. Cortisol can literally cause your brain to shrink in size. Too much of it results in the loss of synaptic connection between the neurons, and the shrinking of the prefrontal cortex at the part of the brain regulates behavior like concentration, decision-making, judgment, and social interaction. It also leads fewer new brain cells being made in the hippocampus. This means chronic stress might make it harder for you to learn and remember things, and also set the stage for more serious mental problems like depression or eventually Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease? The effects of the stress may filter right down to the brain's DNA, and experiments showed that amount of nurturing a mother rat provides a newborn baby. It plays a part in determining how the baby responds to stress later in life. The pups of nurturing moms turned out less sensitive to stress because the brain developed in more cortisol, which sticks to cortisol and dampen the stress response. The pup that negligent moms have an opposite outcome and so became the most sensitive to stress throughout life. These are considered epigenetic changes, meaning that they affect what genes that are expressed without directly changing the genetic code. And these changes can be reversed if the moms are swapped. But there's a surprising result. The epigenetic changes caused by one single mother rat were passed down to many generations of rats after her. In other words, the result of these actions were inheritable. It's not all bad news though. There are many ways to reverse what cortisol does to the stressed brain. The most powerful weapons are exercise and meditation, which involved breathing deeply, being aware and focused on your surroundings. Both of these activities decrease your stress and increase the size of the hippocampus, thereby improving your memory. So don't feel defeated by the factors of pressure of daily life. Get in control of your stress before it takes control of you. Takes control of you.